Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
In Julian Goswami's 200th one-day international, the Indian batters turned up the heat with the bat in hand. A number of half-centuries enabled them to post 277 against the top side, Australia. However, the yellow team was up to the challenge and were able to chase down a record score in a Women's World Cup, albeit it was quite close right at the end. Time to delve a little bit deeper if you missed any of the action here on Cricbuzz. Australia won the toss at Eden Park, a ground that both teams haven't played, and decided to put India in, maybe because of rain, but also not knowing the conditions and what a par total would be. Shafali Verma came back into the side for Dipti Sharma, which was a little bit of a surprise, but unfortunately she wasn't able to get going with Smriti Mandhana. They lost 2 early wickets. But India was thankful that Yastika Bhatia just continued her way. 2 half-centuries in ODI cricket, both of them against Australia. She picked up 59, Mitali Raj 68. Between the two of them, 130-run partnership, which was really the key to lay a perfect foundation for India. Then comes in Harmanpreet Kaur, 57 unbeaten off 47 deliveries. We are seeing the best of Harman, which is great to see, and Pooja Vastrika as well. Strikes the ball so well, 2 sixes in her total of 34, run out on the last delivery. 277, Darcy Brown for the Australians was pretty good, 3 for 30, and Alana King as well, picking up 2 wickets. In reply, Australia needed to get off to a really good start, and they did, thanks to Elisa Healy. She was able to strike the ball beautifully through the covers and was able to score 9 boundaries in her 72 off 65. 121 run opening stand by Healy and Haynes enabled the Australians to feel comfortable in chasing this record. Haynes went for 43, but Lanning and Perry again scoring a 100-run partnership. They just seemed to mount the runs. Lanning, the player of the match, 97, and Beth Mooney, cool as you like, right at the end, ensures that in the last over she could take on Julian Goswami in her 200th game and ensure victory for Australia. So Australia crossed the 277 with 3 balls to spare and also 6 wickets. What did we learn? Well, both teams actually struggled with the ball. I don't know if it was the wind or the dimensions, just the bowlers really struggled. Australia bowled over 20 wide, something that you do not expect from this Australian side. And the Indian bowlers had been bowling so well this tournament, yet they strayed with their line. It was really wide and Australia cashed in. We also learnt that India, whilst they did score 277, a number of half-centuries just wasn't enough. You needed someone to go big. You needed someone to go to that 100 mark or very close. And you get a sense that India may have put on another 15 or 20 runs, which would have definitely challenged Australia. The pitch was amazing. That's one thing that we learnt as well here at Eden Park. Probably the fastest and the bounciest we've seen in New Zealand. The final thing that I noticed for the Indian side when they were out in the field was that because of the shape of the ground, you have to get your angles right for your third and your fine. And I don't know if they did. I feel like India allowed Elisa Healy to get some easy runs just because the angles were wrong. Doesn't matter now, they move on. So something for the team to remember next time they play at Eden Park. The best performer. Well, player of the match went to Meg Lanning, and she took her time. She had low scores, a 0, 5 coming in. There would have been pressure on her to score runs, and she did. She put her hand up. She took her time slowly, kept using that width that was offered into that backward point, such an area of strength, but also her weakness, because that's how she got out as well. Good catch there by Pooja Vastrika. For India, Harmanpreet Kaur, best performer, comes in, is able to get the scoreboard moving really well. India could have fallen away and not gotten over that 250 mark, but it was her little cameo and the partnership with Pooja Vastrika that enabled India to set Australia 277. Impact player has to be Pooja Vastrika. 34 runs that she was able to score 2 sixes in that, big hits as well. Australians were bowling into the pitch and she was able to really muscle it over the boundary, and one of them, nice catch in the stands as well, but she is an impact player, gets a wicket as well, takes a good catch to get landing. She is everywhere, and the exciting thing for India, she's still young, so she is going to have certainly a long career. For Australia, impact player Alyssa Healy. Like I said, they needed to get off to a good start, and they did because of her. She doesn't like the bowlers to settle. She really attacks them, whether she goes aerial or along the ground. But she set up that victory for Australia. Moment of the day. I mean, there were so many. Do you go Julian Goswami when she received her 200 cap from Mithali Raj, the only other player to have played over 200 one-day internationals? Or do you put the fact that Beth Mooney can just clear the rope, or her catching? I mean, the great thing about this Women's World Cup is there has been so many moments in every match, but one that certainly affect the result, probably that opening partnership for Australia, that 121 runs between Haynes and Healy, that really did set up Australia to chase down this mammoth total of 277. How do things stand? Australia have now qualified. They secure a semi-final position. They were always looking to do that, but certainly they would be happy that they've been challenged again and risen to the occasion. For India, it's pretty simple. They have to win their last 2 games, Bangladesh and South Africa. Whilst people may think Bangladesh is an easy team to come across, trust me, they're not. They are difficult, and they move to Hamilton, a ground that they know, a ground that they've had some success as well, and they play Bangladesh on Tuesday the 22nd. So make sure that you tune in for that, because everyone needs to get behind this India team if they're to sneak in to the Final Four.